All right, so hi, and we're back. You're still watching hashtag GTV Breakfast. And before we go to the headlines, here are your round lottery winning numbers for today: 33, 86, 38, single 4, and 80. The winning numbers again are 33, 86, 38, 4, and 80. Those are the winning numbers for today. Now, Ghana works better when we all play our part. Pay your TV license fee. Do your part today. Dial star 447 star 333 hash to pay. Not feeling well, but too busy to go to the hospital? With Berry Health, you can video call medical doctors right from your phone, have medication delivered to you wherever you are in Ghana. No need to leave the house or office. Berry Health, the #1 online medical service. Berry Health, your phone, your doctors, your peace of mind. Go to ourberry.com or just Google us and chat with a doctor today. First appointment discount? Easy. Text GTV on 0554 220 883 and let's get you smiling again. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center reminds all business operators, especially foreign nationals, that Ghana's primary investment law, the GIPC Act 2013, strictly preserves the sale of goods and services in the market areas for Ghanaians and Ghanaian-owned enterprises only. Moreover, Section 27(1)(a) of the GIPC Act prohibits foreign nationals from engaging in petty trading, hawking, or selling goods in a stall at any place. The GIPC also urges all businesses with any foreign ownership, no matter how small, to register with the Centre as mandated by law. The Centre calls on all stakeholders to comply with these regulations as we collectively work to build a fair and enabling business environment for all. For details on doing business in Ghana, visit www.gipc.gov.gh or call 030-266-5125-9. You can also as well follow the Centre's social media handles at GIPC Ghana on all platforms for regular updates. And always remember, Ghana remains open for business. Are you in need of space for your business in Tema? Or maybe you need quality equipment for construction projects? Then look no further. MPC Limited has got you covered. Located in Tema, MPC offers spacious and secure factory and warehouse facilities, fully serviced offices, modern apartments, and a wide range of construction equipment such as concrete mixers, block machines, bending and cutting machines, scaffolds, slump cones, and cube test molds for your projects, all available at unbeatable rates. Whether you're starting a business, expanding operations, or looking for the right tools, MPC is a trusted partner to get the job done. Visit our website at mpclimitedgh.com or call us now on 0500 277702 or 0547150099 or visit our showroom and rental spaces at Tema Heavy Industrial Area around DVLA Junction opposite Tropical Cable and Conductor Limited. Send an email sales@mpclimitedgh.com or info@mpclimitedgh.com. MPC Limited, empowering you to build more. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs joined us for the 4th Made in Ghana Bazaar by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with its stakeholders at Accra International Conference Center on the 5th to 7th September, 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. daily, themed Championing Economic Diplomacy, Connecting Producers, Markets, and Opportunities. Exhibitors include Ghanaian businesses and embassies. The bazaar promotes Ghana's products abroad and fosters international trade. And we also enjoy Latif Abubakar's Ghana's Must Go and other vibrant entertainers, plus free entry. The sponsors, Ghana Exim Bank, GMPC, Green All Power Properties, Zonda Tech Ghana, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GRA, V Zones Authority, Ghana Shippers Authority, Opsol Consort, We Shop Africa, and B5+. Beverage partners, Freedom Industries, clothing partners, ATL and Woodin, official media partners, GBC, the Multimedia, and SPC Agency. The 4th Made in Ghana Bazaar at AICC, 5th to 7th September. Connect and promote Ghana's goods to the world. And now we have the headlines right up behind me. Now, starting with the Ghanaian Times, Ghana seals deals at TICAD9, infrastructure agri high on agenda. Helicopter crash investigation begins. That's on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times. And government secures 33,600 Mpox vaccine doses to boost epidemic response. And to the daily graphic banner headline, Yoko recovers 100 stolen vehicles, warns public to be vigilant. The Chronicle, the GRA edges closer to revenue target, mobilizes 89.45 billion Ghana cedis out of revised 229.1 billion Ghana cedi annual target at the end of the first half of the year. And the Daily Guide, Finance Ministry in 1.3 million Ghana cedis procurement breach. That's the banner headline for the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. And moving on to Daybreak, Bani Yusuf Sulemana and Agaga Alabi tipped to replace Amanda Boama, and probe Kofi Boa. Yes, stories on the Daybreak of Daybreak newspaper. Moving on to Graphic Business, MTN Ghana offload 729,810 shares, 2.83 million Ghana cedi share sale underway. Graphic to host Housing Fair August 28th. Those more stories on the Graphic Business. And moving on to the Business Analyst, Mohammed's visit to Japan has delivered remarkable and tangible outcomes for Ghana, and that's coming from Blackwell. And the investigation commences on the tragic helicopter crash as U.S. provides technical advice and assistance. Stories there on the Daily Analyst. And those are your headlines for the headlines this morning. Handing over to Maltiti and her guest.
So much, Jacob, for those rich stories that are on the newspapers that we'll be discussing this Tuesday morning. We hope you're enjoying the show so far, and we entreat you to please stay so that you can follow the big stories and the discussions around them that shape national issues. I am Maltiti, and my guests this morning are Professor Daniel Bruce. He's a clinical psychologist. Prof, good morning. Welcome back to the table. Great to have you. Also, Mr. John Kuuku Dsane is our forensic psychiatrist specialist, and he's here as usual this Tuesday. Thank you for coming, Mr. Dsane. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Great, sir. I'll give you a minute on your usual rant or anything that's caught your fancy. I'll begin with you, Mr. Dsane.
Oh, okay. I'll say good morning to Mr. Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff, and also to my very good friend, Mr. Rashid Purple. The Honorable Rashid Purple. He's done very well at the ministry.
Right.
I've done a couple of things with him, and he's been very, very helpful. So I thank him very much. He's doing a fantastic job, and I'm sure I've known him for a very long time. And the respect he has for people is what I appreciate very much. Yep. He's a very good man.
Right.
Right. So let me also say warm congratulations to my people at La. Teshi, Boom, Pram Pram. It's their festival, Homo Festival today. Enjoy it and let peace prevail. And Abashik Bank and Ibi Gidi Agaba. I know there'll be a lot of alcohol flowing around. Take it easy, enjoy it, and we'll see you at a certain point in time.
Absolutely. Prof?
Yeah, thank you. I think of late I have engaged myself in a self-conversation. I even ask myself whether I'm suffering from a split personality disorder. Because one part of me will ask a question and the other side would like to provide answers. And it's all bordering on politics. So I ask myself, how attractive is politics that people will become so committed and they are ready to do anything to achieve their ambition, either becoming a president or an MP.
Right.
For example, I ask myself why about 11 people should die in teaching myself just because somebody is going to be an MP. Now in Tamale Central, I say about 12 people are contesting.
Yeah, 14, the last I heard.
14.
Yeah.
So I say, so politics is so much attractive now that even lecturers and professors they are all ready to leave the lecture room. And the Baulishi by-election, guns were shot and people's legs were damaged, all in the name of politics. So I'm asking myself, what really is there in politics? What is that there which looks like gold? And everybody is being attracted to that gold. To the point that we don't have issues to discuss, but attacking personalities, running each other down just because I must go up, let him go down. So this is what I've engaged myself in.
Do you think it's a leader to the winner takes all and the lack of opportunities, but through these positions, you're able to...
So when I look around, I think maybe the only place where there is employment now is politics. Because there is no other employment anywhere. People are not running after any employment apart from politics. Everybody wants to be placed by a politician somewhere. And I say, well, if I can become an MP, even if I don't have a bicycle, and becoming an MP, within a matter of months, I am driving V8, and I can pay the price of that V8 within 4 years without sweat, then there's something important. And that's why a lot of people are chasing to go there. People are shying away from agriculture. In form of farming, fishing, and other things. So maybe I ask you, what is there in politics? People are ready to die, they are ready to borrow money without they win on the risk.
I wish they were here and they could answer the politician. We usually do have them at the table, and so maybe we'll definitely put it to them for some better answers. But I'm sure definitely they look at the good aspect of it, the fact that they are able to use it to also better the lives of people, develop their communities and their constituencies. But the downside of it, as you're saying, Prof, is the do or die affair.
Yeah. But why should we deploy about 600 police personnel to Akwetia? Just because there's going to be a by-election.
Well, weapons have been, 10 have been arrested, 9 weapons, pump action guns.
Yeah, in Akwetia alone.
Yeah.
So what really there? The people enjoying politics to the point that people have to be arrested because there's going to be a by-election and they are ready with guns to injure, to kill, or to do what? We want to appeal to our politicians that what they are doing is, it's not called for. It's not beautifying democracy. You see, the people, every 4 years, we elect people to represent that in parliament. But the same constituencies and communities, they are always crying. We don't have sufficient road, our roads are bad, we don't have water, we don't have electricity, we don't have classrooms, the learning desks are not sufficient, there are no textbooks every 4 years. And to become an MP, there must be gunshots. People must suffer, people must die. So that is what I've engaged myself in.
It's unfortunate. So the story I see here, it's talking about the kind of ammunition that has been retrieved from people who were, according to the Ghana Police Service, preparing for their own chaps for the Akwetia by-election. They've been able to retrieve some 15 live BB cartridges on one of the suspects. They also retrieved an Adler Telpa pump-action gun and 5 more cartridges. Later that same day, police at Dua Livingstone checkpoint arrested Enoch Isiedu and Lu Yuyan, a Chinese national, after 4 live cartridges were also discovered in a Toyota Hilux pickup. The ammunition was reportedly linked to the employer identified only as Mohammed, who is being sought by the police. The pump-action gun and 46 cartridges in another vehicle were found, and he admitted ownership of it, the suspect. And so all of this has been retrieved by the Eastern South Regional Police Command. And they are saying the operations form part of intensifying the efforts, as the IGP has said, to ensure that there's no violence, lives are not lost at the Akwetia by-election. Mr. Dsane, I'm sure you've heard all of this.
Yes, and I see and I appreciate Prof's point, but I also think that the people generally are also part of the script, and that we have not been helpful in trying to navigate this democracy that we seem to be, well, enjoying or not so enjoying. I'm not sure that we're enjoying democracy at the moment, and it looks like we have got to a point that if we don't take care, the cookie, as it were, will crumble. Because we seem to be so disorganized with politics and everything. I mean, when you get into town, the way people drive, the indiscipline, the inconsideration, I just can't understand what is going on. And if we keep on and on at it, it will take long before you find that strange things will start happening in Ghana. and I will hope that we'll all cool down and start being reasonable about things like elections. One would have thought that you look at whether the candidates that you want to vote for will provide the necessary things that you want, healthcare, education, stuff like that, to support programs within that community, and then make a choice out of that. It's as simple as anything. Okay. When you go to UK and people are voting, it is so disciplined, it's so simple, it is not stressful, and people stress us out with all this. We stress ourselves so much with politics that we must stop it. We must stop it and be a bit more calmer and understanding that if somebody has won an election, why should the opposition be constantly be harassing and hugging and finger pointing and ambushing? What is it? The same people voted you out. So cool down and wait for your turn next time round and do all the right things to come back to power. That's what democracy is all about.
Absolutely.
It's not about jostling and hustling even when you're out of power. It is not.
There seems to be a lot of security issues on the table. There's also this death toll in Benyere land dispute, which 10 people also have lost their lives. Others are critically injured, and is land disputes, farming communities in the Solatuna Kalba district of the Savannah region. I want us to go to the phone and speak to a security consultant and fraud prevention expert, Richard Kumado. Hello, good morning, Mr. Kumado. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's the sense of what you're getting in the Akwatia by-election, the lead up to it, and all these pump action guns that are being retrieved, all these people who are being arrested, even foreign nationals being part of these men who are arrested around the Akwatia area?
No, definitely, if you see the pictures that came out of the police exercise last week, it showed preparedness and it showed strength. And I believe what the police wanted to do is to ensure that violent weapons such as guns, which has the tendency of destabilizing the Akwatia constituency, are curtailed or taken out of the place. So some people who might even have licenses for their guns, the police are holding on to the gun until the election is over. Right. It's also because our politics has become a bit more violent, and our political processes is a little bit too tensious, and more people have spoken on videos, and the police have taken notice of that. So I was at Akwatia on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of July to do what we call security risk assessment in relation to elections. We saw the police there doing what the military would have called wrecking. And I believe that is what gave them the vulnerability hindsight and what the risk elements are likely to be. Again, I remember in 2008, the election that brought President Mills to power as president, we went to 10. When we were going to 10, because of the tension, the police and the military did a roadblock and make sure that some red flag personalities did not get into 10. Guns were not taken into 10. I want to believe the police want to adopt the same strategy, and that is why they've gone ahead to man the roadblocks and make this seizure and make some normal of arrest. Let's hope that the shared responsibility by the political parties, the electoral commission and the police will be followed through, and Akwatia will be over and we'll go to Tamale Central.
Okay, what recommendations can you give tapping into what happened in Ablekuma, not the rerun that happened there and the kind of violence that we saw in that election?
In every election, you have police to provide a safety environment predominantly for the voters, because you remember on the day of voting, there's no NDC, there's no MPP.
Right.
So people form line to cast their vote. And so the prerogative of the police is to create a safer environment for voters to cast their vote and to ensure that they secure the perimeter where the coalition is done. That is a close of force. Electoral Commission, on the other hand, has a national responsibility of ensuring that electoral machine works, materials do not delay, and by close of polls, there should be no distortions and discrepancies and duplication of results. Political parties, on the other hand, has a simple duty of providing polling exercises. And normally, they are the ones who leave their duties to come and create problems within the process. So if we get to Akwatia and the behavior of some politicians will still go overboard, then you are likely to have hinges. And that is what the IGP says. I do not want any more trouble like Akotia. I'm sending 5,000 men to Akotia. Akotia has 119 police stations. So even if you deploy 30 men per police station, you are still going to have about 2,000 men at your disposal. And the high levels of policing is sending them means that they want to show preparedness and they want to show strength in making sure the civil environment is created for voters.
Okay, what can be done about political party representatives who are in somewhat seem to be persona non grata, or people that people are looking forward to attacking in the inner parameters of where the voting will be held? We saw what happened, unfortunately, to Madam Howard Thompson.
One is public education. Number two is to create awareness. Number three is to appeal to their conscience. And number four is that when we've done the three and it did not work, the fourth one is to restrain them. And the fifth one is to get them arrested and put them in a moving prison van. Then number six, ban them from political activities for like 5 to 10 years. And that will serve as a lesson. Other than that, some of them are high red flag personalities, and everywhere they go, they carry trouble with them. And they are the ones who bastardize the process and create all manner of problems for the electoral process.
Okay, what would be your security advice to the men on the ground that day? They'll be dealing with, multifaceted issues. There'll be journalists who were some attacked in the Ablekuma North rerun, who are just going about their duties, and then there will be the political party representatives and the EC officials as well.
EC must get to the place early. Machines must work. There has to be accuracy in the nature of the voting, the vote counting. Declaration will have to be done as simply as possible. Political party activists, once campaigning over, allow those responsible with the task to get into the inner perimeters to do what they are supposed to do. Journalists must realign with Papa Police, because we have lived together for many years. Let's not cross the lines, and where there are issues, let's speak to ourselves in a manner that do not degenerate into chaos. In this country, everybody is angry with everybody. So there's no patience. Everybody speaks anyhow. And things that we can laugh over it, we are fighting one another unnecessarily. And I think it raises the temperature a little bit high. For Papa Police, they have a single responsibility of creating a safer environment. They should demarcate the zones and make sure that people who are allowed get into those zones. Illegitimate people should be pushed very far away from the zones where the actions are being taken place.
Okay, what finally do you say about vigilante groups that call for their disbandment, and some political activists are saying that they shouldn't disband them because of what they saw in the Ablekuma North rerun? What do you say about our electoral process, the security of our electoral process with vigilante groups?
Non-punishable of offenses will always rationalize bad behavior and promote antisocial tendencies in society. The state, as a nation, the state has been so weak that the state finds it difficult to prosecute people who flout our laws. And so people believe they can do A, B, C, D and get away with it. And so that is where we are. Until the state will wake up to her responsibility and ensure that the laws of this country are enforced, you are going to continue having these problems. And they are simple problems, but it becomes a little bit too complex for the state. So, hey, IGP said he's coming with a moving prison van. My hope and prayer is that once you put up an awkward behavior and you create all manner of nuisance, and you have become a nuisance yourself, the van will be happy to have you so that you can have your breakfast and lunch in the van, and that will be fine.
Your breakfast and lunch in the van for coming to foment trouble. I want to pick your thoughts finally on this land dispute. At Beniri, 10 people have already lost their lives. Others are critically injured. And on Sunday, 24th August, 5 people, all men, were confirmed dead, with 6 others seriously injured during an exchange of gunfire. Security forces working to restore calm. The proliferation of arms in the hands of civilians and using them in land disputes, hitherto that we just have had a mediation between the feuding factions.
Definitely, we passed the Land Act in 2010. It didn't help us. We passed the Chieftaincy Act. It didn't help us. It means that our approach and the methodologies we are using to resolve current issues are not helping. In the olden days, our grandparents were freer, they were happier, and they believe in people. They give them their land, they sold their lands. Today, people are changing the old landmarks, and they are using politics and other influences to create all manner of problems. Coupled with the fact that people can shoot a gun and kill somebody, and nothing is done to them. So everybody want to own a gun. There's no background checks on people who have expressed interest in owning a gun, and that in itself is a major problem. We can thank the IGP for sending more men into the ground. But sister, this is an area where things can escalate very fast. The holding area at Sola is a small place that may not be able to hold our mothers and aunties with their children. Therefore, this goes beyond police and it goes beyond military. The police and the military combined will ensure that there's safety compliance and will also ensure that security assurances are provided. But to create comfort for the people is the work of NADMO. And this is what I have come in again and say that our national preparedness when it comes to handling emergencies is not just poor, but it's very bad.
Right.
And it lacks merit. So we need to look at it again as a nation, because NADMO cannot be continuing giving rice and cooking oil and all those things. These are our mothers who have been displaced and they need comfort. And police cannot provide that. What the police does is to ensure that safety guarantees are achieved and security assurances are provided.
Okay.
And so the rest of it goes to NADMO.
Right.
And we need to look at the resources of NADMO and how they are distributed and the capacity they hold in each constituency.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking to us, giving us your expert analysis. Richard Kumador, a security consultant, fraud prevention expert, talking about the Akwetia by-election and the ammunition and armor that's been seized by the Eastern South Regional Police Command, and also touching on the Binyiri in the Solotuno Kalba districts in the Savannah region, land disputes there. Quite worrying situations, you would say, the kind of weapons, pump-action guns and cartridges that have been retrieved by the police from civilians who were heading to the Akwetia by-election, seemingly to foment trouble on D-Day in September when the elections are held. Prof, let me begin with you on this. What do you make of all of Mr. Kumador's points?
Yeah, I think we are running on the same line. We are running on the same line. I underestimated the number of police personnel posted to Akwetia. You see about 5,000.
Yes.
You see the point now. Who is that political figure so mighty? That is because of him, the police must go there. Look at the resources the Ghana police will be using on the. Can't we use that to do or put up a two-bedroom classroom for the children there? Coming to talk about the land conflicts, you see, if God says, don't move this way, you move, there are consequences for you. So allow me to be a bit religious this morning.
Right, go ahead.
It's about disobeying God's commandment. If you go to Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 14, Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 14, it says, do not remove your neighbor's landmark set by men of old, which was an inheritance given to them by God. So he said, Richard Kumador said, the older men, they were living at peace. They were giving land for people. And those things, we don't see them anymore. You wake up in the night before you go, your landmark has been removed. What will happen? Conflict.
Yeah.
The same way, Deuteronomy chapter 27 verse 17 says, curse be upon anyone who removed a landmark set by men of old. That is the curse they are carrying now. So if you disobey the word of God, the consequences will haunt you. So we are Muslims, we are Christians. Let us practice what the Quran and the Bible teaches us concerning the land issues. So, well, if you, they of course their own crime, those suffering they are going to, they of course it, because somebody has removed somebody's landmark.
Yeah, quite unfortunate.
Yeah,
because
so,
you're supposed to respect each other's boundaries and all of that.
So once I cannot be there and then you remove my landmark and I'll say, okay, it doesn't matter. Human beings as we are, it's not like me say, it doesn't matter, take it.
Because of the future. And unfortunately, the women and children, if you saw in the video, running around in the market.
Everywhere. Yeah. Simply, it was an intentional behavior. just to provoke somebody. I'll take that which belongs to you. Covetous behavior. I mean, it's not nice. It's not helping us. Let's be content with what we have. It's as simple as that.
Right.
You see?
Okay. Mr. Johnny.
Yes. You know, the police, the security agencies in the United Kingdom, especially the police, they do not hold a gun. You only have to see them and you know that you have to do the right things. And when it comes to you with some gentility and with some respect. And by the time you realize it's locked you up in the cells. You understand? And I think for years, over 100 years, when you misbehave or you commit crimes in the United Kingdom, they will transport you all the way from the United Kingdom to Australia and leave you there. So all the Australians you see there, they are the relatives of English people who misbehaved and were put on a boat. And they just went through there.
Wow.
Yes. They call it transportation. So that's how hard they were on criminals. They don't make jokes at all. If you mess up, they lock you up. You mess up, they lock you up. The moment you give in to them, there are people who are psychopathic by nature. There are people who are born to be bad by nature. There are people who are devilish by nature. That's why we do forensic work, to try and differentiate people who are born to be wicked, naturally wicked, and will commit crimes without shaking the bone. So if you don't make resources available for them, they will mess us all up. Only a few of them will turn the country upside down. They will wreck the country. That's why you have top securities, medium care securities, and rehab centers. So those who have committed heinous crimes, you lock them up. If for the rest of their lives, lock them up. Because if you don't, they'll come back and harass the people. You understand?
Right.
So until we start doing that the police will be strengthened enough with all the resources that they need to do the work and the training that they're supposed to do, these people will overrun us. As for the land matter, until also in the United Kingdom, you can put your land, you can leave your land for about 200 years. Nobody will touch it. Because it is well structured. You understand? Nobody will touch your land. I can't remember anybody going to court in London over 200 years saying that somebody has stolen this land. It will never happen.
The laws are working.
Here, fundamentally, we've got a few things wrong. The structure to hold the land by the chiefs is not very well documented. We don't even know our boundaries. So if I keep fighting over my land, where is your boundary? Nobody knows. They are imaginary. You understand? And so, even family lands that like we have, until you have authentic documentation, you have lost your land to some criminal who goes to Lands Commission and tries to change your documentation for his purpose. Land matters are so difficult, it's unbelievable. Very few lawyers are able to manage land matters. Very few lawyers. It's a specialty. You understand? And I think the World Bank and other partners have been trying to sort out the Land Commission. I don't think they've been able to do the job that we expect from them. Right. We hope that government will put in more resources to fine-tune that area. I mean, if you have a property and you have documentations on it, it will allow you to go to the bank to look for money to do your business or whatever. There are so many properties in Accra and other parts of the world without proper documentations on it. You understand?
Right.
So we must look at that area. As for the land garrison, this gun matter, I think we'll leave that for the IGP. Okay. He's been able to run down some of the armed robbers. We know he will run these guys down. Lots of work
for the IGP on his table here, and he's meant to be able to manage. Let's look at another brewing crime issue, I should say. Narcotics Control Commission targeting drug lords in a new crackdown strategy. And NACOC has announced a new strategy in fighting against illicit drug use in the country, and shifting its focus from arresting users to dismantling the networks of drug lords and dealers. Deputy Director of NACOC, Alexander Chumberima, said the Commission's past approach apprehending the drug users had yielded little success. I mean, we've heard of the red craze, women red, and all the illicit drugs that are coming through let's say, porous borders. Let's go to the phone and speak to Mr. Alexander Chum Berema. He's Deputy Director General, Enforcement Control and Elimination at NACOC. Hello, Mr. Chum Berema. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, madam.
Thank you for your time. What's the renewed strategy, the key points of that strategy that you will be deploying in this crackdown on the drug lords?
All right. Good morning to your viewers. I think that we hold the opinion that and to be able to fight this cancer, we need to tackle it from the source and not necessarily the users. For the users, we believe that, as the medical people will say, it's some kind of disease or whatever name or category they may put them, but they can be assisted in terms of rehabs and other things. But the fact is that if we are able to break the source, and the source is no longer available, if somebody goes to Tinker Island or whatever point that drugs are known to be sold, there will be no drug for the person to buy. So that is our core policy now, that we will be chasing, or we are looking out for those who bring them in, those who are hiding them in various shops or warehouses or whatever name they call it. And when I go for those, when basically they are those that we have been arresting for the past 6 months or whatever, and not necessarily the users. We have been, anybody who have been arrested are people who trade in various forms of narcotics or opioids or whatever.
Can you tell us how many you've arrested so far, sir?
Oh, we've arrested over 30 people.
Okay.
Over 30 people, because
Drug lords.
We went to Eastern Region on one operation within Asenimansu across and Achimota, just these 2 districts. And by the time we were returning, we had about 14 people who were arrested. So the number that we have now is over 30 people, but I can't put a number, but there are more than 30 people.
Are these local drug lords or international drug lords? How is the
There are
strategy?
some that were bringing various forms of narcotics from abroad. We've arrested about 3 different British nationals. They are different. There are some who were also having it here and they wanted to export it outside the country, who were also arrested. And there were some who were trading them in this country that were also arrested. So different categories.
Right. I do know that there was an investigative piece of some of these drugs coming in from India. How has collaborating with authorities in charge of these porous borders and all of that been going so far?
Well, I mean, the India one was, I think, a 40-feet container of red or tramadol, which was coming in. But it didn't come in because the borders are porous.
Okay. Please tell us.
The fact is that if someone, as we are speaking this morning, someone is in India packaging any kind of drug to be shipped to Ghana, you and I don't know. We may know it when the thing gets here and we are doing our physical and electronic examinations.
Right.
That's where we get to know the kind of product that has been shipped into this country. On paper, the person may disclose something. But the question is, there have been times that whatever thing that has been disclosed and what we are seeing differs. So, the point has been that we have rather intensified our operations and our modus at the ports or at the various border posts highly, in that anything that we see, we don't just check it electronically, but we do double check by physical examinations, among other things.
Okay.
To ascertain that whatever we are finding or we are seeing is exactly what they say it is and not something different.
Mr. Chumberma, does it appear that our laws are not biting? That's why people with impunity will feel like they can be sitting in India, as you said, and packaging drugs to ship off to Ghana.
Our laws are biting, but you see, no matter what, you still have recalcitrant people who believe that no matter what law you put up, they will still try to push or test your pulse to see whether or not you will strike them. And that is why we have taken a very firm position that who you are doesn't matter. But once we get you, you face the law to the court.
Okay. Can you tell us the other diversified forms drugs is being used? I, for one, know that in Tamale there's a task force that has been helping to uncover some of these drug lords. They are women, they are men, mothers and fathers. And I hear they use it in different ways, in different kinds of food and other stuff. Can you please educate us on some of the things you've discovered?
Well, we know that some take it orally, some to, for instance, we arrested some cannabis which were inserted in Fanti Kenke and then the local soap, which we call it Alatasama.
Wow.
They were hidden in it to be shipped abroad. They go for different models or different forms. But the good thing is that in most instances, I mean, they have been arrested some that they've, upon all the hidden nature that they've gone for, they've also added it with or mixed it up with some food stuff like plantain, among other things. But in all this, the good thing is that we are able to see them and then apprehend them.
Okay.
But the little advice that I'll give is that those agents or freight forwarders who happens to be dealing with people of such nature, please don't follow the money and be careful. Because the thing is, if we get you trying to ship anything or facilitating the shipment of any product that has in it any kind of narcotic related substance, you yourself will be arrested before we look for who owns it. But in most instances, you reckon that they don't really know who owns the product. They are only going after the money and then also dealing with the rep or whoever person that comes to give them the business, and not necessarily taking time to fish out who is behind this goose. And so when it happens that when they are arrested, they turn up, or they end up playing innocence. But the thing is, innocence, ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Chumberima, and kudos on all the work that you're doing. We definitely will be connecting with you as and when on this case. Quite worrying, the drug lords and what they're doing. Mr. Alexander Chumberima is Deputy Director General, Enforcement Control and Elimination at the Narcotics Control Board, and we've been speaking to him this morning. Well, Bruce, I feel like I should call these people agents of darkness.
Yeah.
These freight forwarders or agents or whoever sits, out of the country and just plan to ship tons of container of drugs.
Yeah. The psychology behind it is that from age 50 to 59 thereabouts, many of us go into self-examination. So looking at what we have done so far, either you enjoy integrity or despair. You have learned that, I have not done anything in life. I didn't owe anything in life. 50 to 59. Oh, okay. Society has made me like this. So how do I revenge? That's why some of them, you find them in this business. Their aim is to revenge and destroy people so that because I'm not what I want to be, why should others be?
Not money?
Yeah, not money. You are saying agents of darkness. That's why I'm saying the psychology.
Okay, that's what agents of that
60 to 70. People also go into self-examination. Either you enjoy generativity. You say, I've been able to do what I'm able to do. So what do I do now? Let me go out and help society. This is why you see people traveling from countries, engaging in volunteerism, sharing their ideas, and even giving out their properties to people because they have realized that they are able to do what they have been able to do. Such people, they promote society, they love people, they are kind, they are generous, they share ideas and all that. You see, all the money they save, they give it out into charity and all that. These are people going through generativity.
Okay.
Opposite of it is self-absorption. I have been a failure in life. So always is whining, complaining, blaming people and society and institutions. And they find it very difficult to live. So they have to find a ways and means. What is the quickest way? Their target is the youth. So they are the people who are packaging all these things. I said, for them, they don't care. I'm nothing, therefore I am on the ground. Let me look for others to join me. You see, the only way we can truncate their agenda is to engage in what we call preventive counseling. Let us target the youth and be frank and honest to them that, look, these are the effects of drug use. We take cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and other ones. Explain.
And red. Tramadol.
Let's start tramadol, as you have said. Even there's something called rash. All those things. You see, so let's start from secondary school, youth clubs and all that. Let people go into these areas and as well. When we are able to convince the youth, I think they will take a decision. Once they are all becoming beer-wearing youth, because they believe in that, also that is what will make them a man. If you're able to strike them and they agree and understood what you have said, they'll stop the drug buying. And that business will collapse.
Collectively, whether you declare a war on drugs.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, do you get a sense that Ghana's ecosystem does not tolerate drug importation and all of that? Are we that...
Drug and alcohol abuse has always been a problem with almost every country. It starts with recreational drugs like marijuana and LSD and ecstasy, trying to have fun. What does the drug do? It excites you for a period of time and then it goes off. But as you keep taking it, you become a master. Then you look for much stronger drugs, and then you get to the top ones like the class A drugs like cocaine and heroin. Having given that, then the system or governance will have to look at how do we address these issues. So Prof says, look, from the junior levels at the secondary school levels, almost every student that comes to the school must be given a leaflet on drug and alcoholism. Because when you don't start from there and they start and it doesn't stop, it's no good even going to school anymore. You have children going around just doing nothing. So it's important to start the education right at the SHS levels where every child wants to try everything. Through peer pressure, sometimes, Charlie, you too, make you take this. You never know, you go feel good, though. By the time you realize, and that is why parents will have to be on the watch out for any strange behavior by their children. Every time your son is about 12, 13, 14, keep watching him. Watch his body language. Look at his dressing. Look at his friends. It will tell you something. That's how the child is developing. And that will give you the red flags. So you have to have rehab centers as part of the medical system in the health of mental health. That, unfortunate to say that you take tramadol and they get into this stupor, attitoid movements, I call it. They can get some respite, and it's like a day hospital. You go in, you'll be treated, and then you walk out. You will not be hospitalized, so it's not going to be an expensive business. As for stopping it, the cocaine matter is on this Gulf area, the west coast of Africa. It's loaded with cocaine barons and ships trying to get through West Africa onto the continent of Europe, because the Europeans have blocked them on their areas. So our job is to ensure that Tema is an area that you can pass through. You have all the sniffer dogs there, you have the security agencies there, you have helicopters that is scanning our waters to see boats that are strange and we don't know what the hell they're doing around there. These are things that we need to be doing. And they go through here, go to Burkina Faso, Niger, and then it goes past. So there's a lot of work to be done. Right. If you are going to catch those in town, it will be just part of the script. Yeah. You want to, from source. From the one of the reasons why Mr. Trump is in a hump with Mexico is the amount of cocaine.
The drugs.
On a daily basis. Yeah. They go on a daily basis. And if you look at programs that want to smuggle drugs, it is in shoes, it is in water tanks, it is in their breast, it's in their... Everywhere people can smuggle cocaine into the U.S., they will do, because it makes a lot of money instantly for them. And it spoils the people in America. So you can go to Los Angeles and half of the people are on drugs. Terrible.
Quite fortunate. We have to wrap up. I wanted to take your thoughts on a new board that is probing the helicopter crash. Work has begun. The report is due in 30 days. That's according to the finance minister, who is acting On behalf of the Ministry of Defense, Dr. Kesalatu Forson said that the board comprises of technical experts from the Ghana Air Force, the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation Board, the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, and so they're going to look at all the components of the unfortunate Z9 helicopter crash and then, give us the findings or provide the findings to the authorities. But Mr. Dsane, you wanted to touch on the BEC results, invigilators.
Yeah,
just
I'd
before
like to
we
make a
go.
quick comment on this helicopter matter. And I think we are happy that the investigation is going on. And I am happy that I'm wondering whether the Chinese are part of the investigation and the Americans too are here. But I'm not happy about the time limits on it, because as investigation goes on in aircraft, you don't even know where it's going to end. You might end up going on and then something tricks somewhere and you have to go somewhere and find something and try to find out. So the 30 days matter, I'm not very happy about it. I mean, we should have opened it that, look, the investigations have started. We are hoping that as soon as possible, we'll get the results out of it. But we can't give time limits, because when you do that, well, it means that the expectation of the public is that within 30 days, by all means, we should get results. No.
Okay, that's your reservation about that.
Aircraft accidents are very complex. It could be a small thing that has created a problem that we need to find out. Because if we don't find that out, then all these helicopters are at risk. Okay. So please, my comment is that the time limit should not be. They should keep on and let us know when it happens. Some can go on for a year.
Right.
Some can be so complex that it goes on for a year.
True. Okay. Ralph, do you have a comment on that?
Well, as you said, we only wait for the outcome, because there's too much trouble in our transportation sector. Now people might have developed even some form of fear towards aircraft flying.
Phobia.
So it's really people, so am I going to crash? Into this? That one alone. So when the investigation is out, I think we should look at the psychological aspect of it to ease people that they don't need to fear boarding aeroplane or helicopter.
Hey, even me, I have the fear of flying. I need to psych myself. But thank you so much. Mr. John Kuuku Dsane is a forensic psychiatry specialist. Thank you so much, sir. Always for coming on the show. Professor Daniel Bruce, the clinical psychologist. Thank you, gentlemen. As always, I want to let you know, our cherished viewers as well, as it makes its way across Africa to get the endorsement for a visa-free travel across the continent. The Trans-Africa Tourism and Unity Campaign team makes a number of stops to share some sights and sounds. Now, this clip, the last from Benin, explores parts of the country's rich cultural heritage and history. Yesterday, I saw snakes, pythons. I don't know what is in store for you, but stay with us and watch.
This August, a journey like no other begins. The Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign. 163 days, 39 countries, and one powerful goal: to open up Africa for Africans. Led by Ras Mubarak and backed by the government of Ghana, our convoy will drive across the continent from the 18th of August 2025 to the 28th of January 2026, meeting African leaders, engaging communities, and pushing for visa-free travel across Africa. From Accra to Addis, Libreville to Gaborone, Nairobi to Johannesburg, Africa is on the move. It's more than a road trip. It's a call for unity, trade, tourism, and freedom of movement. Call it a journey for change. We'll shine a light on Africa's beauty and culture for the whole world to see. Join the wave. Stand for Open Africa. Believe in open opportunities. Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign. Let's move Africa forward together.
Another beautiful day. This is the Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign. We're traveling through Africa to promote a visa-free policy, but not just a visa-free policy, but also to showcase the culture, the history, the story, the traditions of these countries that we travel to. And today we are quite excited to be here, not just in Benin, but also in a place called Weda. He's showing us a pot that is more than 200 years old, and he tells us that it's opened once every 7 years. And the reason, before it gets opened, there's a tradition where virgins and women who have reached their menopause, stage are selected. And that is largely so because of the purity with which voodoo, those who practice voodoo, attach to the practice. And so they need virgins, and they also need women who have reached menopausal stages to be able to undertake this process. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens after that?
So after that, as I told you, that they use the plants on the trees, the roots of the plant, and so on, so for the leaves. So they put all this one in the jar, and the water brought from the river. Yeah, from the river should be put, and we obtain now finally a substance which will be used to worship the hand of whoever
is here.
Is there. So everybody should be worshiping his hand, and the water will be also used to purify the temple here. And the next one, people from the house come to take that's one and go to have a bath in the house, because by doing that we get hope that we are going to renew the stages of our natures and even our body, and have a new chances for opportunities, our jobs and professions, everything will go smoothly for us in our community, even in our house. That's why it's very important, even to chase out diseases, a bad situation from your house, from your family, from your children, and so on and so forth. That is the main objective of this ceremony. Okay. Before coming to the descriptions of this divinity, I want to draw your attention about the basic understanding of voodoo. Okay. I don't know, according to you, what is voodoo? How do you...
No, you tell us.
Okay. Some people, during the time of the European people when they came, there are different kind of the imagination about the voodoo. Some people say that voodoo is a bad thing, voodoo is a religion, voodoo does not do good food. No.
Is it a religion?
Voodoo is more than religions, because we have too many divinities. And up to now, no research has found the number of voodoo, the type of voodoo we have in the West Africa, because we have a voodoo from Nigeria, we have voodoo from Benin, we have voodoo from Ghana, and we have voodoo from Togo. So no one in the West Africa, no research can tell exactly the number, the kind of the voodoo we have. Each of the divinity and not worship according to the same principle, the same practice. There are different practices. That's why voodoo is various. So it's not something a unique or let's say ultimate place, maybe let's say way to follow, but you have a different kind of the practice, different kind of the things, and different principles to follow. That's why voodoo is not like a religion; it's more than.
So it's a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's a culture. So from that point, voodoo is a way of life in which we people create relationship relating to the nature, to our ancestors, even also the visible and invisible entities. That is just the meaning of voodoo.
This is very fascinating. So what is this?
Now this is the one that we call Ogu. Because when we have 4 branches of voodoo. The 4 branches of voodoo come from the nature: fire, earth, water, and the air. Okay. And each of them is related to the main divinity. So when you take a fire, the divinity related to the fire is Shango, which we call God of the thunder. When you take the earth, the divinity related to the earth is Sapata, God of smallpox, chickenpox. And when you take the air, the divinity related to the air are snakes. So all the snakes are divinity related to the air.
Ogun for protection or what? What said to show the strength, to show the power, and to show the ingenuity of the people of Dahomey Kingdom who once ruled this area. Well, it's been an exciting journey into the Republic of Benin. I hadn't been here in 18 years, so coming back after 18 years was quite revealing. And I must tell you, the Republic of Benin has made important strides in beautifying this exciting place. We've seen the historic cities, we've seen the exciting and pristine beaches, and we've seen the magical forests in places like Weda. So this is where, my friends, we'll bring to a close our journey into the Republic of Benin. But the adventure does not end here. We are off destination Lagos, a city that is bubbly, bustling, a city doesn't sleep at night. And we ask you to pack your passports, get your bags ready, and come with us to witness the next adventure. We are on a journey to unite Africa through a visa-free campaign, and of course, to promote tourism and showcase what beauty Africa has to show to the world. So until we meet in Lagos, keep watching.
This August, a journey like no other begins. The Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign, 163 days.